Resources are very important not only for economic development but also for our survival. But due to excessive utilization of resource, a number of resources are going to be finished. At this time, we are in need to conserve them. So the topic for today's class is conservation of resource. Conservation of resources. Using the available resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called conservation of resources. Overutilization of resources have caused socio-economic and environmental problems. Views of Mahatma Gandhi about resource conservation. There is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. He placed the greedy and selfish individuals and exploitative nature of modern technology as the root cause for the resource depletion at global level. He was against mass production and wanted to replace it with production by masses. So let's see what steps have been taken at global level for the conservation of resources. Many steps have been taken at international level for resource conservation. The Club of Rome advocated resource conservation for the first time in a systematic way in 1968. The philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi was presented by Shoemaker in his book A Small is Beautiful in 1974. Brundtland Commission report, which was published in 1987, introduced the concept of sustainable development. This report was published in a book called Our Common Future. The Earth Summit of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, held in 1992, was a significant step towards resource conservation. Being students, you have also important role in the conservation of resources. Whenever you are at home, you must take care that which resource is being wasted. For example, if at your house fan is running and no one is there to utilize them, you should switch off it. When water is being wasted, you must switch off the tap to prevent excessive loss of water. Whenever you see any person wasting any resource, it's your primary duty to convince them not to waste the resource and conserve them. In this way, you can also participate in the conservation of natural resources. Our next topic to be discussed is land resource. Dear students, as you know, land resource is a resource of utmost utilization. We make our houses on land resource itself. All our economic activities are conducted on land resource. Land resource not only provide ground to stay but also provide food materials. We obtain food materials by the process of agriculture. Our industrial activities are also conducted on land resource itself. All the infrastructure development work like bridges, like buildings, other developmental projects, all are available on land resource itself. So land resource is one of the most important resource. Land resource is a resource of finite magnitude. It means the area of land is fixed and day by day our population is increasing. We must be knowing what amount of land is of what category and in what way we are utilizing them. Dear students, India has land under various different types of relief features. We have mountains, plateaus and plains. One of the most important part of our land surface is plain. India has total 43% area under plain. Plain means the areas which are even and utilized for agriculture purpose. These 43% areas provide food materials for the survival of our country. Not only for survival, we also export a part of it and earn foreign currencies. Under mountainous region, 30% areas are there. This area is also very much useful for us It is a source of perennial flow of rivers which provides us opportunity for agriculture as well as production of hydroelectricity. These rivers are also source of a number of living beings. In India, plateaus are there. They are also very important. 27% of land area is under plateau. These plateau regions are source of different types of minerals. These are a stock of minerals, fossil fuels and other varieties of resources. Although land is very useful, we use them in different types of ways. But if we broadly classify, we find that there are 5 main important types of land utilization. The first type of land utilization is forest area. The second use of land is land not available for cultivation. This area can be divided into two parts, barren and wasteland. These are the areas which is not cultivated. Land put to non-agriculture uses. The third type of utilization of land resource is other uncultivated land, permanent pasture and grazing lands, land under miscellaneous trees, and third is cultivable wasteland, which is left uncultivated for 5 years at least. Fourth varieties of land is fallow land. Fallow land means the land which is not in agriculture for a few years. Fallow land is also categorized into two parts, current fallow and other than current fallow. Current fallow land is that land which is uncultivated for 1 year, while other uncultivated land includes the land area which is not cultivated from 1 to 5 years. The fifth category of land use is need zone area. These are the areas which is used for cultivation. These are very important for the supply of food materials for us. The use of land is determined by its type, by its topography, type of soil, type of climate. A number of things are there which have great impact on utilization of land. Total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. If we say this thing in lakh, that is 32 lakh 80,000 square kilometer. But all these areas are not surveyed properly. Only 93% area of our geographical area has been surveyed. Remaining 7% area is either in dense forestry or under the control of other neighboring countries like Pakistan and China. That's why these areas are not surveyed yet. These areas lies in Jammu and Kashmir region as well as in northeast Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. If we see the land use pattern in India, we find a lot of variation has taken place after 1960s. Let's see the two pie chart presented here. The first pie chart is of 1960-61 and the second one is the present chart. These pie charts shows us how variations of land utilization have occurred in India. If we see the pie chart, we find that there is variation in the utilization of land resources in these two different years. In 1960, approx 45% areas were under cultivation, but nowadays this percentage has reduced to 43.41%. It means the area under agriculture is decreasing. It is a matter of big concern for us. Area under forest has increased slightly from 1960 to the present year. As you know, there was excessive deforestation due to different reasons. Nowadays, government as well as other agencies and we also, everyone nowadays are trying hard to conserve our natural vegetations. That's why the result is positive. In 1960, the forest cover was 18.11%, but nowadays it has increased to 22.57%. Area under barren land and wasteland has decreased significantly. because we are in need of more and more land areas for different type of infrastructure and of course for agriculture. So earlier barren land was 12%, nowadays it has reduced to only 6%. That's all for today's class. Let's meet again in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye.